So I've done some shorts and some videos on fathers being present, being there for their kids, and I get a lot of questions. Some of those questions are, yeah, man, that all sounds good and well, but I'm working 60, 80 hours a week. First of all, I understand, all right? I know what it's like to provide, to work, to pay bills, to keep a roof over your kids' head, food on the table. I understand the struggle, so I don't say it lightly to fathers. But I definitely think fathers underestimate the value that they bring to their kids' lives, how important fathers are in their children's lives. I'm not going to break down all the data. You can do your own research. Yeah, kids laughing in the background. But children perform better in every single matrix when a father is in the home. Psychologists list fatherless homes as any time that a father is in the home less than 35% of the time. So every other weekend or just weekend dads, that qualifies as being in the home. If your kids are only around, or you're only around your kids, 4 days a week, you're going to be less than 35%. So that would classify as a fatherless home. Now, maybe you were in that situation against your will, or maybe because of divorce. There's a lot of different things that can go into that. But my overall point is for fathers to understand how important that they are, not only in their children's development, physically, emotionally, mentally, but also in shaping how that they are going to be adults. Fathers impact every aspect of children's lives and have a phenomenal impact on what children turn out to be when they're adults. Now, I understand it's difficult, and I get dads arguing or saying, hey, I got to work 60 or 80 hours a week. Well, if you're working 60 or 80 hours a week, I would have some real questions about that. What is it that you're doing 60 to 80 hours? And I'm not saying dads aren't working that much, but I'm saying you can't get your time back. That job will always be there. There's always opportunity to make more money. You can always go out and do something different in life. And I know it's easier said than done, but there are options out there. I just want you to consider and weigh what that is. Weigh what it is not being around your kids, not seeing them grow up. And then if something happens and family court does split that away, then that's time that, that's really even shortened. We only have our kids for so long. We only get to spend so much time with them. And again, family court can drastically shape that or reduce that. So I take that, opportunity to be at your kids' games, the opportunity to be at your kids' plays, school functions, throw the ball around with them, take them fishing, take them hunting, spend that time with them, whether they're boys or girls, spend that time with them, and the memories are going to be way more important than the money. Now, again, I understand the struggle of needing to provide, and having those things for your kids and being a good provider, but we fathers are hardwired to think we're provide and die only. Fathers are hardwired to think that we're disposable, but you're not disposable. Your kids need you in your life more than you will ever know. They'll value what they get from you more than you'll ever know. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Presence over perfection. And what I mean by that is a lot of times dads are like, well, I don't have a lot of time, or it was only 30 minutes, or I just have this. Well, you know what? That's a whole lot better than nothing. That 30 minutes in the yard, playing catch, just talking, going for ice cream, going for a drive, working on a truck, anything, teaching them a skill, anything you're passionate about, having that time with your kids, that's going to be way more valuable to them than you ever realize. And again, you can't get time with your kids back. As someone whose son is back for summer for college, it was wonderful to be at all his games, take him to his practices and be involved. And when he's gone to summer and he comes back, there's a reason why that song, Cats in the Cradle, hits so hard, right? You realize that weight when they're not there, when you're empty nesting. So I'm just trying to pass on a little bit of wisdom there to you guys. Presence over perfection. Be at that game, be at that school function. You won't regret that. That job will replace you in the break room with a piece of cake when someday you're not there. The things that you thought were important, that you had to get done, they really don't matter that much in life whenever you look back on it. The things you were stressing about and worried about, you know what? When you look back on life, most of them are going to be okay anyways. Now, I'm not saying be a bum and not do anything and sit on the couch and not provide for your family. 100%, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is find the opportunity to spend with your kids. Find the opportunity to do stuff. Make the effort. Be present. Be in the moment, even if it's just a little bit. You won't regret it later in life, and neither will they.